Hey, how you doing? Uncle Stef here. Hope all is well. So let me know in the comments that you can hear me clearly, and we'll get right into the subject, and then we'll do a little Q&A. So welcome to the stream. I'm Uncle Stef. Code long and profit, as I like to say. So let me know if you can hear me. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Yeah. So there's always a delay, I know, between the comments and the what I see. So let me know in the comments below. So make sure everything's cool. I'm just doing some checks. If you're watching the replay, we're starting soon. So how's this going? Hi, all right, that's it. Kevin, hey, how are you, Kevin? How are you? Can you hear me, Kevin? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, and then we'll go. We'll move forward with everything. Yeah. So, welcome to the stream. If you don't know me, my name is Stef, and I've been a developer since the 90s. So I come on here to share my experience, answer questions, delve into topics based on my decades of experience. So, there you go. I'm just waiting for somebody to confirm that they can hear me clearly. I'm assuming that you can. Everything looks good on my end, but you never know. We've had some F-ups in the past. So let me know in the comments if you don't mind. We have 11 people. Yeah, the thumbs up would also be appreciated as well. Hope everything is well with you. Let me know in the comments also where you are from. Are you watching from Los Angeles, California, from, I don't know, Dublin, Ireland, or maybe from, I don't know, Zimbabwe. We got people all over the world. Yeah, so I appreciate the thumbs. Also, again, let me know. We hear you just fine. All right, good. Hello, Alex, Reyes, Jose. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the subject at hand in the title, and then we'll do some Q&A. Meanwhile, if you want in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. So yeah, AI. The AI hype is actually starting to deflate a little bit because the reality of the situation is starting to appear. As I had predicted when it first came out 3 years ago. So what does this all mean? This means that the imminent, I think it's imminent doom of everybody in the software world is greatly exaggerated. Now, I'm not saying AI is all crap. I'm just saying that it's greatly exaggerated based on my own experience, based on talking to a lot of people in the game. This is what I see. So number one, the first reason why I know that AI is not replacing all developers anytime soon. We've seen over the last 3 years since it hit the scene, it's very slow progress, right? The difference between the first release of GPT and what we have now, it's better, no question, but it's incrementally better. And the problem that we're having with the AI is that it's that last 20% that it messes up a lot. So where AI is good in coding, of course, is with the boilerplate stuff, the low-level stuff, the grunt work stuff. You're setting your getters and your setters and so on. That's one of the reasons why entry-level jobs are a little bit more scarce. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is because the economy is slowing down. The third reason is they overhired during COVID, so they're just sort of balancing out right now. Number two, you're starting to see in the media, the heads of AI companies are admitting that there are problems. And they're actually saying, there was an article, I think it was in Forbes, one of the CEOs of a pretty big AI company was saying, they were saying that the problems that we're seeing is not a bug, is a feature, as they said, which is just, it's not a great analogy, but she's just acknowledging the normal technology development cycle. I've seen it before a few times. The biggest for me was, of course, when we went into the web. There were many web companies during the dot-com bubble boom period that went nowhere. They tried all kinds of different things. Pets.com is the most famous. And there was Real Networks that had a streaming service. They went nowhere. And so many search engines. So these things are normal. New technology comes, you see a big spike, a big boom, and a whole bunch of stuff up here is no good, and it falls flat, and then it keeps going. Now, and again, the people in the game, they're going to hype it up. They're going to tell you how great it is, and it's better than sliced bread, and so on and so forth. But, yeah, it's just the way it is. So, and number 3, my personal experience, I've used AI to build AI-first applications, and I've used AI to augment some software development. So in terms of augmentation, very powerful, very cool, saved me a lot of time reading through server dumps and stuff like that. But I still needed to know what I was doing. It just saved me a lot of book work, if you will. So that's number 1. Number 2, and I think this is the bigger one. I have seen how I had trained a custom GPT on GPT-4. And it worked very, very good on GPT-4. Now, it was very focused. This is my AI fitness app, which you can access, actually links below. And it's very powerful. But it does a very limited set of tasks, but very important for the program. Then, so this is all trained on GPT-4. So GPT-5 comes out, and they're talking about how great GPT-5 is. And it breaks my fitness app. It breaks Brad Fit. Horrible. Oh, let's get this back. Horrible, horrible thing, So what that tells me is that though they spent a long time, a lot of work engineering, training GPT-5, we know that the process is imperfect by the fact that they broke my custom GPT that was developed on 4. If the technology was everything that they said it is, or they claimed it is, if it was all-knowing, super powerful, it wouldn't have broken my application, right? It would have kept working just fine. Actually, it should have been working better. I have a friend of mine who's in the AI business. His implementations are more complex. And when it went from 4 to 5, it totally busted his custom work. And he couldn't get it to work in 5. Just couldn't get it to work in 5. So, that's what happened with that. So those are the 3 main reasons why I know that AI is not this doom of all development, and you'll be fine. Now, you got to use AI, you got to use it, you got to learn it, understand it. I think there's a new type of developer out there, the AI-aware developer, somebody who understands the different models, how to use them, how to use the downstream tools in AI, understands how to use AI effectively, the agents and so forth, understands MCP, that's into AI to API communication layer. There's new use cases that, like my fitness AI, wouldn't have been able to do without the AI. One of the main things that the fitness AI does is I use your smartphone, you take a photo of the food you're eating, and you upload it to the AI. The AI gives you a breakdown of all the macros, how much more you can eat that day. It gives you suggestions in terms of other meals that day. It just saves you a lot of time. I used to hate doing that. So when you're getting in shape, you have to watch what you consume in terms of not just calories, but also the macros, the proteins, the fats, and the carbs. So it was always a big pain for me. So with the AI, it just makes it like super simple. Anyway, why did I get into that? Yeah, so I trained it. That was a classic example, my fitness AI, of a brand new implementation, a brand new business use case that AI enables, that prior to AI, that I simply could not do that. So I think that's kind of cool. I think there'll be like where you see translation, AI translators on the go. Apple has it with their AirPods. I can see business applications downstream from that. Again, new business opportunities because of AI. Anyway, coding is not going anywhere. It's just changing a bit. I should say development more. You just gotta work with that next tranche. You gotta be able to leverage AI in whatever type of development that you're gonna get into. And of course, you know me. If you know me, you know I'm a big web stack guy. And there you go. How long did that take? All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes presentation. We got through the material. Not bad. So let me X that off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A with you guys, and we'll see how that goes. I appreciate the thumbs up. If you like the subject, comment, let me know, and give me a thumbs up if you like the subject. So let's go on. We got Kevin, old school viewer, Alexandru Reyes, Jose, Oakland, California, Romania, Mexico, Monterey. Paper Chang says, maybe saying AA is not taking over is better for your work business. No, I have several irons in the fire, as they say, and if coding was going away, that's fine, because it's just one of the things I do. And I'm the first, I'll dump it. I have dumped technologies in the past. I'm a technology dumper. I have no quarter for tech. So if I thought that AI was going to take over software development, I would let you know. We've gone from coding books to Google searches to AI chat. Yeah, pretty much. I'll add in there coding books to forums. I used to have one of the top web design forums out there back in the day, the Killer Sites forums. But when what was it called? What was it? Substack. When Substack came out and Google, it kind of killed that forum model. So I shut it down. Red Rocker Countdown, liftoff, right? Okay. Hey, how are you, Iris? Hope everything is well. Andre says, hi, Stef. Doing dual degree in computer science and physics. These will be my first bachelor's long-term career, astrophysicist. Any coding advice? Try to create part-time gig. Yeah, part-time gigs are going to mean, Andre, small businesses. So that means light, nimble languages. So that means Python, JavaScript, web, WordPress. If you want to do part-time gigs, unless you get it within the context of the university, maybe, you're going to be doing the web technologies, JavaScript, Python. Hello from Morocco. Hello, Salah. Hope everything's good. Welcome to the stream. There you go. That's it. Again, I appreciate the thumbs. Any other questions while you got me on the stream? Again, don't believe the doomers, but don't get caught in the past. You got to move with the times. Dooley says, what do you recommend for finding good problems to solve with tech? Currently brushing up on my C and CPP, C++. To get into embedded systems for medical devices. Right, yeah, that's exactly that, Dooley. Once you have your foundations of coding, as I say you do, as programming as I say you do, what you got to do now is just look around for problems to solve. So it's not so much, I got this neat technology, I want to implement the technologies. Oh, here's a problem to solve. What technologies can I use now or learn to use to solve that problem? So, when you start talking to people, start talking to business people, and you're going to start finding opportunities. You're going to find, I was talking about, when I was talking to people, I had like 4 different companies reach out to me about developing some custom AI-based tools for them. I don't do custom work for outside people anymore, but you just got to rattle some cages. You got to talk to a few people. And you're going to get some, you're going to figure out some stuff. Hi, Stefan. I'm from Morocco. I see all your videos. Want to thank you so much. I'm a PHP developer. I want to move microservices. I'm confused between Java and C#. Without any more detail, if I have Java and C# to choose from, I typically would go to C#. I think there's just more opportunity there. Could be wrong. And this is I'm a dude that did tons and tons of Java work back in the day. I did a little bit of C# work, but a lot more Java work. Any recommendation certificates for Java Spring in Coursera? I don't know, man. See, the thing about certificates, unless you already have a degree, Java means large organization. Large organizations, unfortunately, still to this day, not all, it's getting less and less, they require a degree. So if you get a certificate from a Coursera or from my platform, Studioweb, I'm not sure how valuable that's going to be to get a job in a Java-based company. you want to find yourself, yeah, there you go. So certificate from in Coursera, I'm not sure how valuable it is. Do some searches on it. See what other people are saying. Hi, Stef. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy our videos. Well, thanks. I'm glad. Thanks, Mira, and I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm a C# guy, but I make software that is heavily integrated into Microsoft products, so the ecosystem makes sense. Exactly. All the languages, except for Ruby, all the languages are great. Even Ruby's okay. All the languages are okay. It just depends on your application. Depends what you want to do. You know, if you're working in a Microsoft house, as Hello World 420 here, Hello World 420, it makes sense when he does C#, right? You're in a Microsoft house, you're going to do C#, you know? If you're working with Oracle products, you're probably going to use JavaScript, Java, excuse me. Anyhow, Lassen, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. My apologies. Thank you. No problem. Any other questions while you have me? Yeah. What other things? So I had some questions. I did the math video earlier today because somebody asked me about math and coding. This is one of the biggest myths. This is one of the biggest myths in software development, that math is somehow integral, key, a must thing for software. No. In fact, it's super rare. Having clean underwear is more important in software development than math, unless you're building game engines, unless you're doing some big data processing where you need all that math. Otherwise, no. You know, you just use, there's probably every mathematical thing that you're going to have to do, there's probably some Python module or object that will take care of it for you. I'm a law student. How can I switch to tech with all the AI hype? Would a degree be a barrier? Would degree be a barrier? I don't see how a degree would be a barrier. It can only help. Just start learning it on the side. I don't know how far you are. I don't know how far along you are in your degree. Are you in the first year, or you're in the third year? You know, if you're almost done, then I would say complete it. If you're just starting, then I would evaluate jobs. Whenever you're looking at courses, degrees, studying a technology, and your aim is work, you got to look at the job opportunity. Spend time studying that. Spend time studying the job opportunity, you know, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Spectrum 3900 says, I'm 20 years experience FE, and it's still hard to find a new job. I do use AI every day. Should I look into management or project management now since I'm older? Well, you got to ask yourself, 3900, what it is you want to do. Do you think you can handle project management? Do you want to get into that? Have you looked at building up your AI skills and maybe finding jobs being an AI-related developer? Like Airbnb, sorry for bad English. Eris. Oh, here, I missed Eris's one. I'm building a website that is like Airbnb, kind of, but smaller, and it's taken me months, but still learning. Is my first real project, and it seems hard. Is this normal, or am I doing something wrong? Eris, it's very normal. Very first project is always the hardest. But you got to do it. Everybody's got to do it. It's like the first time you fight, it's always the hardest. The first time you do anything, it's always the hardest. So don't worry about it. It's good. It's good that you're pushing through. A lot of people give up. So just keep working on it, and you'll be fine. Sir, do you review projects? Well, not online, not yet. Maybe later on I would. If you describe what you want to do, I can give you some input in the chat. In the new landscape for junior devs today, would you say a full stack cert is now useless? I don't know if it's useless, but the key in software development has always been being able to show, demonstrate real world skills by showing something you've actually built. So think less about certifications, think more about building a portfolio. So how do you get your first jobs? You offer your services free to a nonprofit small business. You want to get those first real world experiences under your belt. Marlon said, hey, Stefan, I'm leaning towards product engineering path instead of pure staff engineering position. Have been encountering pushbacks on that, saying I must be a staff before getting into product. Thoughts? Well, it depends on the organization. If the organization is telling you that that's their policy, that's their policy. If you're an entrepreneur, you just do everything from scratch. So it really depends who you're dealing with. Do more study, talk to more people. Depends also, I find that different parts of the world will have different norms in terms of who they hire and won't hire and so forth. I know that, for example, in Europe, I get the impression, I'm not from Europe, and I'm in Montreal, Canada now. I get the impression that they're a little bit more oriented towards certifications and degrees, whereas in the US, less so. Canada, less so. I want to freelance, but web design isn't my strength. Can I use AI design tools to create wireframes and mockups? Yes, you should use AI as much as possible in all your work. You're still going to need to know what you're doing. My AI designs look templated. They're good, but that's where you could use templates as well. Should I disclose to clients that I use these tools? No, not really. Like, for example, if you're doing bespoke stuff with the help of AI, you don't have to reveal what tools you're using. It's like you don't go in to see a client and say, I'm using VS Code, or I am using, Cursor. They don't know. They don't care. All they care is that what you deliver works and it looks good. If your strength is not design, you just got to know the basic design principles and then use templates. Just use templates or use AI-based generators or just traditional templates that you could leverage. All good. All good. Marianne, thoughts on programming, freelancing on a work. I made 400K there so far. 400K, those are pretty good. That's a pretty good return. I think the thoughts are if you're making 400K, I don't know if that's US dollars, I guess, then you're good. I don't know, over how long though. If you can make it work, use it. I've seen people make money in all kinds of different areas, I tested Gemini 2.5 Pro and GitHub Copilot in the simple task generation of a C library for JSON parsing lib. They literally gave a solution calling and freeing using hash version 100 plus, 1500 plus allocs freeze. I don't know what you mean by that. Are they withholding a full stack AI takeover to drag it out in order to maximize the number of self-taught devs who will get caught wasting their efforts in vain? Why would they do that? No, let me tell you, with all these AI companies out there, they are all racing to find the flawless AI that could take over dev jobs. They are racing towards this because the company who can crack that first is going to be a massively profitable business. So, no, I don't think it's some conspiracy in that way. There you go. I improve AI solution in 1,500 times using one allocation. Okay. Yeah, well, that's it. AI is a tool to use. It's not perfect. It's good for prototyping. It's good for boilerplate code, but you still need to know what you're doing. Even the guy who coined the term vibe coding, even him recently admitted that he couldn't vibe code an application that he wanted to build. And it was a relatively simple application. It helped him, but he couldn't vibe code it. He had to know what he was doing. As a junior full-stack developer, my main goal has been to make my apps run correctly, but now I'm starting to care more about performance-efficient apps. What advice do you have for me? Well, you want to get the apps out there running correctly as quickly as possible. You want to make sure your code base is clean and simple. Once you get it running, you get people using the app, and you know that everybody's happy with it, then you can go back and start working on performance. So performance, as I say, write time speed, the speed at which you get your app out, is more important today than runtime speed in optimizations. Why? Because hardware is so powerful these days. Generally. It took a few years to get $400K US dollars. Now I moved to Fiverr Pro because applying to jobs and at work has become 4 times more expensive in the past 2 years. Well, that's pretty good. 400K in a few years, that's pretty good. Hey, congratulations. So you can do it on Upwork. Yeah, whatever works for you. I've seen people make money in all different areas. So if that works for you and you like it, then keep going. The AI hype is just B2B marketing. Don't be a fool and fall for it. Yeah, there's a lot of B2B marketing there. What's your opinion on VS Code, JavaScript, MacBooks, soy devs? Well, everybody's got to make a buck. Are your Studioweb courses available and relevant in today's market? Yeah, 100%. I teach the foundations. They haven't changed, so 100%. If you're a total noob, you want to get into it, it's going to be very useful to you. Oh, hail our AI overlords. Hey, how you doing, Matthew? How's it going? Long time. No joke, Stef, my 11-year-old son was using ChatGPT to verify a math problem and was going nuts because it kept giving him a different answer than what he got by hand. Turns out ChatGPT was wrong all along. Yeah, there you go. That is the problem. That is the problem. I've seen that many times, even with the simplest of questions. That is the problem with the AIs. Especially the large language models. They can go off on crazy tangents and so forth. Thank you, Matthew. Well, of course. Studioweb is the best place to be. Interactive training, my own platform. One of the few nerds on YouTube actually has his own platform for teaching anyway. Mac or Windows? I use Mac now. I've used Windows. Windows, more flexibility. Mac, more stability. Mac is more secure, and not because it's Unix based. So Unix, by its very nature, is more secure. Processes are protected. There we go. You don't stream as much. No, not nearly as much. But I'm getting back into it. I feel like doing it again. It's all in the mood, man. It's all in the mood. Mac. So if you guys don't know, Matthew is he's a senior dev now, right? Or senior dev. I need to do the AI card. Oh yeah, you should go check it out. Yeah, it's an overview. Gives you my perspective on AI. I put that into the mentoring program in case you want to know. Windows has Delphi, no brainer. AI slop is garbage, especially when people use it to answer Jira tickets and write code. It's so irritating. Hey, well, my God, we got 75 people and only 20 likes. Come on. I appreciate the thumbs. Look at that Boca Fist. You don't get this kind of cinematic goodness anywhere else except here. Anyway. Up for web dev manager position. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. We should chat soon offline sometime. I saw yesterday an ad to a vibe coding platform only for WordPress. I think that CMSs are moving into chat-based editing alongside drag and drop. Traditional platforms like Squarespace need to innovate. Yeah, you're going to see, thanks for the thumbs, everybody. You're going to see AI making its way in all kinds of different places. You know, if I had to guess, I'm just putting on my guessing nerd brain here, / entrepreneur brain. I think that AI is going to provide a 20, depending on the particular task, overall, you might see a 20 to 25% improvement in productivity over the next few years. That is just a guess on my part. Hand peaking wave. Okay, what's going on with this? So yeah, but still significant, by the way. If you have a technology that improves productivity by 15, 20%, 25%, that's huge. That's huge. How to find clients to work with as a web dev? Oh, you can try the platforms like Miriam. Marion has been doing well, apparently. Upwork, Fiverr. You can start talking to small businesses, start talking to small business owners, get a website out there, have some geo-targeted SEO relevant blogs or articles. That could help. Yeah, there you go. The first clients are always the hardest to get, and then it starts getting pretty easy. Default Writer says, I use some open source models for documentation. Writing 1T models are open source, Kimi, etc. AI is very good to generate documentation or test over pre-existing code, and that's the number one priority for code work. So there you go. Again, the key with the AI stuff is to understand where it's strong, where it's weak. Become an expert at that. So when you hit the, if you have a React developer with no AI skills versus a React developer with AI skills, the AI skilled React developer is going to get the job. It's as simple as that. So just learn the AIs. That is what I do. Remember, I walk the talk. I've used AI to debug software. I've used AI to create an AI-first application. So I'm walking that talk. And in fact, in my whole career, I was one of the first persons out there, one of the first nerds out there to adopt web tech back in 1994. So, people who adopt the new stuff first gain the most from it. So don't be afraid to jump into it. Hey man, how are ya? Hope all is well. Code long and profit. So, any other questions for me? How are we doing for time? 30 minutes, not bad. Any other questions before we wind down the conversation? That just, again, just to recap, I'll wait for a few more questions. And why I think AI is not the doom of developers in the whole world. A, because the progress has been relatively slow for the last few years. AI codes are actually admitting they have problems. And three, I've seen with my own implementations and friends where when they went from GPT-4 to 5, it busted applications. And so that tells me that the process of AI development is an imperfect process, right? If it was perfect, they wouldn't have bust my stuff. And that means there's a lot of opportunity there. All right, let's answer the last batch of questions. Let's see what we got here going on. Uncle Stef, how is the Brad Fit AI going? Brad Fit is pretty good. I haven't been training it recently because it works pretty good. I've been preoccupied by other things, but you can check out the links below. I have the program. I have like a special one-time price thing, a super cheap price rather. But it's for 3 years. So I think I'm going to reduce the price so you can just pay monthly just to have access. It's pretty good. It comes with the Lizard Wizard, the Brad Fit. It comes with a bunch of custom new training material. People who watch me know that I'm a big believer in getting healthy, and it has to do a lot with diet and so on, and habits. I think that AI showed us the whole product life cycle within 1.5 years or so. First hype, then use, then tired of the slob at fixing it. I use it for consulting and first shot for skeleton. Yeah, exactly. Use it for rapid prototyping. I see AI being used a lot for entertainment, like procedural generated games, companion apps, targeted marketing ads. Yeah, AI has to be used in very fine-grained applications. This is where the separation of concerns, one of the oldest development principles, comes into play. So my AI implementation is very focused. It doesn't try to do 20,000 things. It does a few things, it does it well, but it took me months to train it. I've been using Copilot 6 for months now. How's that going? Is it going good? Anyone connect a RAG to Obsidian or other living document type? Any suggestion to get started? Gemini Assistant wasn't able to perform some basic tasks like searching for a phone contact and do a call, like what indicates the official docs while using mobile version. Yeah, it's early tech. That's it. 1994, GeoCities and Netscape Navigator. Yeah, you were around. 100%. 100%. And there's Clippy, speaking of 1995. Hi there, where did you get the hoodie? Where did I get it? I bought 3 copies of this because I like it. Where did I buy it? I bought it like 2 years ago somewhere. I saw it at some store. And I said, I'll pick it up. So if I knew, if it comes to me, I'll mention it, but I don't remember. The Google algorithm overlords likes the thumbs up. Yeah. Our thumbs game is very weak right now. We have 76 live and only 30 thumbs. Not good. I appreciate the thumbs, guys. Crypto telling, Stef, long time. How have you been? I'm pretty good. Can't complain. It's getting cold here. I hope everything is well with you. I'm getting back into the lives. I miss doing the lives. I think I'm going to do a lot more of these now. No promises. Whenever I say it, I stop. But I'm going to start doing it more often. And I'm going to set a regular schedule as I did. Not every day like I used to do. And not for 2-3 hours like I used to do. Because Uncle Stef's too old for that kind of streaming. But yeah, I'm going to do more lives. I'm doing good. I hope everything is good with you, crypto. I have an issue with bad pricing structures. What to do to get a token. Stefan, when are you going somewhere warm? Very soon. I think I'm going to be going somewhere warm in January. A little late, but I have to take care of some business in town. But yeah, I'm heading down, I think. I move away from big JS frameworks like React and Vue because AI writes nice vanilla JS. Very good. It's so important that all repent and put their faith in Jesus Christ. All right, there you go. I'm really like GH Copilot. I've been using for Angular and Firebase for my SaaS. As you say, you need to know what you're doing and guiding, instructing, and debugging, reviewing, and testing. There you go. It's a power tool. Right? Still got to know what you're doing. How do you avoid company lock-in, like losing the overview of the free market? Well, keep your head up, look around, see what's going on out there. Always, though, remember to live below your means. Don't have lifestyles creep. Every month, you should have your bank account growing and keep in shape or get in shape. That's very important. Thumbs up, appreciate it. I appreciate how your channel biography is written. I learned how to write relevant information. Oh, cool. What's your opinion on Symfony? I have not looked at that in many years. It's a very powerful framework, but I think aspects of Laravel, Symfony is a PHP full stack framework for people who don't know. I think aspects of Laravel is another PHP framework, but is the most popular one out there. I think they took significant aspects of Symfony to develop Laravel. So I haven't used it, I don't know if I ever used it. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so I don't know how it is today. My only problem with second-tier technologies, I'm not talking necessarily about quality, but just in terms of usage. If you find yourself, let's say you decide you're going to use Symfony because you feel it's the best, you may find yourself kind of locked in there where everybody's Laravel developers and you got the Symfony code base, and it could be a pain to maintain, Which one should you learn first, JavaScript or React? 100% JavaScript. You have to know your JavaScript. Learn your JavaScript, learn the DOM. You can check out my JavaScript course below, standalone. That will get you up and running fast. For sure. Any other questions? Before I let you guys go? My question was bad. I don't like the pricing structure with AI tools. They all use tokens, but you don't know what tokens are or how much they are worth or what you have left before you go over. Yeah, you have to be careful. When you're using token-based AI tools, you got to be very careful about tokens used because you could rack up big bills quick, depending on what you're doing. I was talking to a friend of mine whose buddy just was doing some tests, and he pressed test, and within a minute, he spent $1,000 on tokens or something. So you got to be very careful about your token use in AI. That's for sure. I used to be a Laravel dev, but ever since I started using Symfony, I don't think I'd go back to Laravel. You should really give a look at it. All right, cool, man. That's cool. All right. Anything else, guys? 39 minutes. Boy, time flies. All right. If there's no other questions, if you want questions answered I didn't get to, you can. I'll keep this video archived, and you can ask questions in the comments below the video, and I'll take a look at them in the next few days. Thanks for watching, guys. Nope, I should not hit that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope all is well. Okay, one more. I'll go, Stefan. Did you know about Kimi 2, the new AI model? No, I haven't looked at it. It's a Chinese model and is like Claude 4.5. Pretty cool model. I have not used it. I'm sure it's neck and neck, you know. I find the models, they're so close, and you just got to know, like for example, when I was building my fitness AI, Brad Fit, I found that Gemini didn't have capabilities that ChatGPT had, which were crucial to the functioning of the fitness AI. Nor did Grok. I didn't check Claude. So you have to, like, one of the roles of being a professional developer these days is understanding the different large language models and the downstream tools that are based off of those models. Why? So you become more efficient developer. Just like a good developer today knows when maybe you're going to use PHP, maybe you're going to use Laravel, maybe you're going to use React, maybe you're going to use vanilla JS. Depends on what you're doing. Maybe you're just going to use WordPress. Depends. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Give me a thumbs on the way out if you haven't. Each model uses different token calculations. Yeah, I heard Claude is still the best one for code, eh? Yeah. Okay. Abdur. I just wrapped up my first freelance project, which is just a display site for a business. How can I transition from just building display sites to full stack web apps? Please help me. Build up a nice portfolio website. Show some people what you can do, and just start looking for contracts. You know, start building some little web apps on your own so you can approach web app projects with confidence. That's normal. You first start off, you're going to do projects you don't necessarily want to do. What to learn to build a custom AI? That depends. Like I have a little course on that. Essentially, when you're building a custom AI, like I did it with GPT, you have to first create a framework for it, a tight framework, so that the AI, the large language models, has kind of like a sandbox to play within. And then it's got to be very detailed. It's kind of like training a puppy to go piss on the newspaper or something. And then, what I was going to say, then the next thing you got to do is, as you're working with it, you're going to have the AI start to do weird things every now and then. And I call them edge cases. So you're going to have to deal with those edge cases. And that's why it took me 3.5 months to get it to the point where I was comfortable with it. I gave it a tight framework, but then I had to deal with all these edge cases. So for example, I say, whenever this happens, do this. And I want you to present this information like so. And these are the icons I want you to present beside this information. Okay, indent each of these key pieces of information, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes it would go off and do some weird things. And that's the problem with these models, the large language models, is that unless you give it really tight constraints, they will go off on models, and then you're going to have that problem, on tangents rather, and then you're going to have that problem like that guy whose kid was trying to get, I think it was GPT, trying to answer math questions, and he couldn't even answer a simple math question. So that's it, you know. Pricing is just a nightmare. Yeah, you have to, it's, again, early days. But that means opportunity. I just signed in. Thanks, Stefan. I appreciate dispelling a lot of the AI hype over the years. It's a cool technology, but the doomerism was unreal. Yeah, well, I've seen the doomerism before. When the web came out, there was the same type of doomerism, you know. Doomerism is part of our nature. If you were a lizard wizard, you would understand that. Have a good day, Uncle Stef. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm going to let you go because I want to go get a coffee. It's been 45 minutes almost anyway. All right, thanks for a thumbs up. If I didn't get to your questions, you can ask them below. Is Django future-proof? I don't know. It's probably going to be around for several years. It's so well established. So, all right, guys. Cheers. I'll leave you with my ASMR video. This is Cape Elizabeth, Maine.